Mickey is still very young, yet she has already learned what despair and pain feel like. At 15, she was diagnosed with cancer, and although she managed to beat the disease, it returned a few years later with renewed force. Doctors offer a bleak prognosis, so Mickey decides to try something radical. Together with her father, Jake, she travels to the home of a healer named Solveig, who promises to rid the girl of her tormenting illness in just 3 days. Within the horror genre, we've already seen several successful examples of family-run productions. Just in the past couple of years alone, there's been the mockumentary horror The Life of Belle, and the post-apocalyptic zombie thriller Uncontained. Mother of Flies is also made by a single family, whose members wrote the film, directed it, produced it, shot it as cinematographers, edited it, and of course acted in it, crediting themselves collectively as the Addams Family. This family consists of husband and wife John Adams and Toby Poser, along with their daughters Zelda and Lulu, and they've been making movies for a long time. Their feature debut came out back in 2013. Mother of Flies is the Addams' 10th film, a milestone project in which they once again stay true to themselves. The defining feature of the Addams' films is their visual and narrative style, born out of necessity from ultra-low budgets, but eventually transformed from a limitation into a key signature. Their work blends body horror, folk horror, family drama, and psychological trauma, all filtered through a music video sensibility and magical realism. You can hear echoes of Alejandro Jodorowsky, David Lynch, Lars von Trier, or Robert Eggers in their films, yet the Addamses never steal or imitate. They inhabit the same cinematic universe and use similar tools, but they tell their own stories. Mother of Flies revisits themes that have surfaced in their earlier work, but this time there's a sense that the Addamses are preparing to move to the next level, as if they're testing themselves. The film unfolds as a journey into a world where reality and fiction intertwine, and where conversations about faith demand clarification. Faith in what exactly? On screen, there's the emerald green of ancient trees and dark, decaying flesh, dry thorns and blooming flowers, horrifying and beautiful at the same time. Off-screen, poetry about life and death plays as parts of a single cycle, while Solveig speaks of the tumor inside Mickey as a living creature that must be extracted. In a certain mood, all of this might seem overwrought or pretentious, but the Addamses are not trying to show off their intelligence, let alone preach. The film deals with heavy subjects and generously shares emotion without ever begging for it. In Mother of Flies, the Addamses take us on a guided tour of a world where notions of good and evil, beauty and ugliness depend entirely on perspective, and they do so at a level of technical and narrative maturity previously out of reach for them. This is one of those cases where you don't want to analyze anything. You just want to breathe in the air and absorb the atmosphere of this dark fairy tale. Mother of Flies may resonate deeply with your worldview or feel strange and distant, but either way, it is an unmistakably singular piece of cinema. Memorable, unique, handcrafted. There isn't a single factory-made brick in it. Every frame feels molded by hand, without templates or formulas, and that always comes through. Even simply watching this film is engaging for its entire 90-minute runtime. Unlike so many hollow studio horror movies, no matter how big their budgets might be,